Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's lecture. I want to thank you for coming here today, for making time out to listen to this lecture, and I promise that it will be worth your while. I also want to thank the leadership of Moazo Africa for this privilege and honor to be able to take this class today. Now, let's get right into it. So, if you're a small or medium enterprise owner, a business owner starting out or looking for a way to improve your business, or you're just someone looking for an additional stream of income, then this class will be very useful for you, because business development is not just for business owners or entrepreneurs alone. It can also be an additional means of income. You can make money as a business development associate, helping businesses grow their business to the highest possible potential. So let's get into today's lecture. Today I will be taking business development, the basics of business development, and I will try to make sure that we are carried along throughout this session and we understand every step of the way. Before we start, my name is Folasomi Olanipekun and I'm glad to have you here. So if you have a pen and a paper, it will be very useful for you, or you could jot on your phone, because there will be activities during the session that I would like us to participate in. Now let's get right into it. To understand business development, you must first understand what a business is. It's impossible to describe what business management or business development really entails if you don't have a firm understanding on what exactly a business is and how it works. Now, most of the time when we think of business, we think about the activity an individual or an organization engages in that involves buying and selling of goods and services for products, which is quite a very easy, simple to understand definition of business. Business literally is busy and ness. It originated from an English word. Like unlike most words that have Latin or Greek backgrounds, business is actually an English word, and it literally means to keep oneself busy, busyness. And so business is an activity, it's a verb, it's an action word, it's a business, it's a venture, an organization or an entity that is involved in commercial, industrial, or professional activities which is intended for profit. So it could be one person, it could be a group of people, it could be an organization, it could be a venture. Whatever you describe yourself as is one or two or three or more people coming together, either for a commercial, industrial, professional purpose, or a combination of all three activities which is intended for profit. So there are non-profit organizations and profit organizations, but in most cases a business is intended for profit. I don't think it is completely right to describe a non-profit organization as a business, because one way or the other a business is created for the purpose of profit. Now, to develop something literally means to make it better. And so when you think about business and you think about development, you're thinking about how can I make my business, how can I make my organization, how can I make what I am doing better. It's all the activities involved in generating growth opportunities and relationships for your business, geared towards making your business better and more profitable. Now, what separates business development, that's the developing of the business, from just starting out the business? One more most important thing is relationships, because when you're developing your business, you are not just thinking about starting up. It's not just about the ideas any longer. It's the relationships and opportunities that you can invest into your business to make it a lot better in the long run. Relationship with your customers, relationship with sponsors, relationship with potential partners, these relationships and opportunities that come together to take your business from an idea to an established enterprise is business development. Every activity involved in the growth of your business. So you have an idea. Entrepreneurship is all about encouraging people to develop an idea, a service, or a product that makes life easier, not just for them, but addresses a problem that others are facing and prefers a solution. So you have an idea. You have an idea for maybe a chin chin business. You know how to bake well and you bake chin chin. You gave it to your sister, she said it was really nice. Gave it to a few family friends and they're like, oh, this thing is really nice, I think you should sell it in church. So now you have an idea of selling chin chin for profit. That's the idea. After having the idea, what next? According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics as reported by Fundera, approximately 20% of small businesses fail in the first year, and by the end of the second year, about 30% would have failed, and by the end of the fifth year, about half of the businesses would have failed. And these are global statistics, so they are not statistics affecting Nigeria alone, because it's not just enough to have an idea. If your idea never develops and grows, it will just die at being an idea, or at best you'll be able to run on with the idea for a couple of years but never make it big, especially in Nigeria, because as an article that was released by Vanguard Nigeria reports, they said experts stated that 80%, now this is a very large percent, it means that 8 out of 10 businesses started every year in Nigeria would fail within the first 5 years due to lack of experience and other wrong business practices. So it means if we're 10 in a room and 8 of us have and 10 of us have an idea, it's the chances of the 10 of us making the chances of the amount of us that are going to grow their business to a large enterprise in the next 5 years is 2 out of 10. So that's a very low number. It's a very steep number. So we know now it's not just about entrepreneurship. It's not just about having an idea. Why are businesses not working, and what can I do to develop my business to make it stand strong, to make it sustainable, to make it better, faster, cheaper than the competition? What do I have to do? So why are businesses in Nigeria failing? See, the first thing that comes to our mind when we see, oh, businesses are failing or one thing or the other is failing in Nigeria is to blame Buhari. It's a joke, but then maybe again it's not, because we're so quick to blame the government for everything that happens, or that the environment in Nigeria is not good enough for businesses to thrive. These are very important points, because government policies and a good environment to thrive are important things for any business to grow, especially financial support. But it doesn't stop there. So what if that uncle at church is not ready to support you, or if the economy is bad? Businesses are still thriving in this economy. Small business enterprises are growing from SMEs to large corporations by closing in deals that we once thought were impossible for Africans. So what are they doing differently? Some of the major reasons that businesses fail are core business management and development errors, like weak leadership, bad marketing strategies, an inadequate management team, a faulty business model, and lack of research, amongst others. Take the Chin Chin business, for example, that Chichi started. Chichi Chin Chin. Okay, so take the business of chin chin making that Chichi started with her sister and started selling in church. She did not research if any other person is selling chin chin in church. All she knows is that she likes to make chin chin and she can sell in church and make 15 naira per pack. But there's somebody else in church that sells fresh snacks, that sells meat pie and donuts after church. And so though Chichi's chin chin business picked up within the first few weeks, like people are seeing something different. Oh, there's chin chin, let's try this um instead of donuts and sausages and meat pie rather. We see that after a few weeks people get tired of eating this chin chin, and so it's a mix in between the two. Either people have chin chin or people have meat pie and donuts, and so the number of customers Chichi has every day is gradually reducing. And rather than Chichi doing research to know why her customers are reducing or what she can do to make her business grow beyond the four walls of her church and into other neighborhoods, she's content with just selling to just her church members. And in the long run, she begins to lose more money than she's making because she's spending more money on flour, on oil, on eggs, and other things, and her business is not growing. And she ends up throwing away a couple of packs every week because they spoil and nobody is buying them. After a while, she decides to give up because nobody is buying the chin chin, her business is not growing, and so we have one more business that started and failed. What can she do differently? How do you develop your business? Business development is important because it's the use of key skills and practices correctly applied at the right time to help an organization reach its highest potential. So business development is not just about key skills and practices, it's about applying them at the right time, in the right place, with the right audience to help your organization reach its potential. A combination of entrepreneurship and proper management or development skills is what results in the success of any business. It's not just about having the idea or having the right set of people. You need to have the right management and development practices to take your business to the next level, because that's what ensures the success of any business. Business development teaches us how to serve the market better, cheaper, or faster than our competition. So you're probably thinking that, oh, this is a lot. Like, I have an idea. Why do I also have to be in charge of making sure that this idea runs, making sure that people are interested, making sure that my idea works out? In the long run, when your business is a large corporation or hires more than, at the very least, 30 people, you might need to start considering having a business manager, because it's a lot for the business owner to be managing the business by themselves or looking for development strategies and skills. But as an SME, it can be quite expensive to hire someone to develop for your business for you, and completely unnecessary in some cases, because there are skills that you can learn by yourself that would develop your business without the additional cost of outsourcing it to someone else. Proper management is like oil or lubricants that keeps a business running smoothly. And so as a business owner, if you want your business to continue running smoothly and have a higher chance of success, there are some development and management skills that you yourself has to know. All it really takes is a passion and dedication to the business. And if you started your business, you are in a better position to understand the vision of the business, to understand why you created this business and where you want the business to go more than anybody else. That puts you in the best position to know how to develop your business. So, elements of business management, there are several. It's not limited to these three, but these three are some of the most important, especially for the basics class, and that's what we'll be covering today. Now, market is not just a place where goods and services are bought and sold. It's also the people that are the target audience of the good and service. So your market is beyond where you go to offer your goods and services. It's the people that take your goods and service, or your potential customers. That is your market. Your potential customers that make use of this good and service are your target market. And funny enough, your target market may not even be limited to the people that are directly using your goods and services. It could also be other companies or corporations that can take your goods and services in form of a partnership or something else and take it to other people. So your market involves everyone who could be a potential customer or partner or someone who is the target audience of your service. Now, your product is the item you have for sale. It can either be a physical item or a service offered. So, if I'm running an IT company, for example, my product does not have to be computers that I'm making. My products can be a training in coding or software development, a package for coding or software development for 3 months where you pay 10,000 to learn everything you need to know about Python and CSS. That is my package, that's my product. So your product doesn't have to be something physical alone. It can also be a service that you're offering. So your product is what you're offering for sale. Now, we already defined business earlier on, but I want to give you a different or a newer or a more simple understanding of what business is. So now we understand what market is and we understand what the product is. Business is the mechanism or the vehicle that connects the market with the product or service it needs. So business is like the middleman between your market and your product. It's that vehicle that connects your products to the market or the market to the products that you have to offer. So, three major things that we'll be learning for this basics class, and once you have these three things packed down, you're almost ready to start the basics of developing your business, because every business that is developed must have these three things in mind. What is the vision for my business? What is the mission for my business? And what are the values that my business runs down? Your business cannot survive if you don't know these three things. Some of these concepts are used interchangeably, but they must be understood if your business is going to grow. People wonder why their businesses are not growing, but sometimes it's because people start businesses on impulse without a clear vision in mind. Take Chichi and her Chin Chin business. She did not have a vision for where she wanted her business to go in the next 5 years or 3 years. She didn't even understand why she was starting the Chin Chin business. As far as she was concerned, she started the Chin Chin business because her family members told her that she's good at making Chin Chin and she can make money from selling to people at church. So because she does not have a vision, she doesn't see where her business is going to go. She doesn't have a mission, which includes the core reason why her business should be developed or why it exists, like what problem is it solving and how can she get to where she needs to be, or the values and principles that will keep her business running even when her customer number or the amount of people that are buying her products are running low. It will be hard for her to maintain her business in the long run. If you don't have any idea why you started business, where you want it to go and how you want it to get there, your business may never pass the 5-year mark. So these three things are some of the most important things you need to know for a business owner. Vision. Quite simply put, for a business, the vision is where do I want my business to go? It's the ability to think or plan a future, a vivid mental image of where you want your business to be at some point in the future. So if I was going to start a shoemaking business, an example for a vision of that business would be to become the most valuable company in the shoemaking industry in Nigeria. That's my vision. My vision goes beyond just making shoe for my neighbor and my friends and my family. I see myself in the next 10 years becoming one of the major shoemakers in Nigeria. And people have started their shoemaking businesses small and become big names. Take for example Shoes by Flora, started by one of the Big Brother housemates. She took her business from just something that she started as a housemaid fresh off the house into one of the biggest shoe industries that Nigeria can boast of now. So when you're thinking of a vision, don't limit it to the people around you. You have to think on, where do I see this business going? Think big, dream big, because literally that's what businesses are. It's not just about what I can do in the here and now, it's how I can solve a problem, it's how I can be relevant and sustainable in the future. So we're going to do a quick activity now. For you're going to take 5 minutes for this exam exercise. Picture your business. What made you start this business? Think of the problem you discovered and how the problems provide, how your business provides a solution to that. So take Chichi. The issue she might have discovered is that the only snacks her church offers after a 5-hour service every Sunday morning is donuts and meat pie, and not everybody likes donut and meat pie. So she decides to provide a solution to that by making chin chin and providing drinks alongside her chin chin, so that people have an alternative option to donuts and meat pie. That is a very good problem, and that's a very good solution. But how can she make it sustainable and how can she make it what's the word, sustainable and bigger, or make more impact than just her church? And so she thinks of supplying several other churches. After supplying several other churches, she decides that okay, this chin chin is something that she can make. I mean, there's mini me chin chin, so why not provide an alternative packaged chin chin on the market other than mini me? And so she sees her company becoming one of the largest food production companies in the world, not limited to chin chin alone, but she starts thinking of other things that her company can package, maybe snacks, maybe raw food products that can now become a brand. And it goes from Chichi's Chin Chin to Chichi's Food Company Global Limited, whatever. So take a minute to picture where you see yourself as an organization in 5 to 10 years. It might be shoes, it might be bags, it might be food, whatever it is that is the idea you have. And it might not even be limited to physical products, it might be a service. If you're offering computer science services like coding, think about businesses like New Horizon that started with offering computer services, and now almost every university you go to in Nigeria, especially private universities, are partnered up with New Horizon to offer extracurricular computer services to their students, and students are paying for this service. So not only is the school gaining by training their students in computer science skills, New Horizon is also gaining by having more students and more funding or more money. So think about where you picture yourself as an organization in 5-10 years. A combination of the purpose intended for creating your business and your dreams and aspiration for the business will give you a strong vision statement. So write down your vision. It may be a single sentence long or several sentences, but for this exercise we'll limit it to 5 sentences at the very most. So you might not get this on the first try. Maybe your first sentence doesn't feel good enough. At the very most, you can write like 5 sentences until you feel like you have encapsulated the idea of what you want the vision for your business to be. And if you're a business owner that already has a vision for their business, this can be a good reminder of why you started your business or where you want your business to be. So there's nothing wrong in writing a new vision statement. It doesn't mean that you have to change the vision that you already have for your business. So we're going to take the next 5 minutes to do that. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we're going to discuss the mission. Now, the mission of your business works hand in hand with your vision. While a vision gives you direction as to where you want to go, your mission highlights how you are going to get there. It's about what you do, and what you're doing it for, and who you're doing it for, rather. Sorry. It's about what you do and whom you're doing it for. So your mission not only covers, like, works hand in hand with your vision. What your mission is supposed to capture is how you're going to get there. Remember, your vision is where you want your business to go. Your mission is how you're going to get there. And your mission should also cover the reason why your business exists, what it is doing, what problem it is solving, who it exists for. A mission statement should convey your reason for being. An example of a mission statement for a restaurant: we exist to connect Nigerians to each other through great tasting African cuisine while supporting local farmers and utilizing the freshest ingredients. Let's break that down. We exist to connect Nigerians to each other through great tasting African cuisine. Now, the reason why this business exists is because not only do they want to make great food, great African cuisine, they also want to connect Nigerians to each other and support local farmers by using fresh ingredients. But this doesn't only tell you why they exist. It also tells you how they are going to get to where they are going to. So where they want to go to is to connect Nigerians to each other by making great tasting African cuisine. And how they hope to do this is by utilizing fresh ingredients from local farmers. So this statement is what's the word, is full or strong in the sense that it not only tells you why the business exists, it tells you what the business does or what the business intends to do to make them better than their competition. So we're going to do another activity. A mission statement is a concise explanation of the organization's reason for existence. It describes the organization's purpose and its overall intention. The mission statement supports the vision and serves to communicate purpose and direction to employees, customers, vendors, and other stakeholders. Most companies, organizations, businesses, schools have their missions on the wall. So when you come into the school or you come into the organization, when you apply to the school, one of the very first things you know is the mission of the school, because it's a message that should be communicated to everybody. When you enter here, you should know that, okay, this is what this school does. This is what this school holds as important to them. This is what this hospital stands for. This is what this restaurant does. This is how they make themselves different, how they make themselves better. It is something that your employers, your customers, your vendors, and all your other stakeholders should understand, that this is what you stand for. So take 5 minutes for this activity. A strong mission statement is accurate. You're not supposed to overhype yourself or mention things that you know are not within your power to do. It is accurate. It is straight to the point. It is achievable. As much as it's important to dream as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, it's also important to make sure that whatever goal you have in mind is something that you can achieve. Your mission statement must be transparent and should be unique, should be different from every other school, different from every other company, different from every other organization. What makes your business what makes you is what your mission statement should accomplish. So right now, at least 3 statements or sentences that capture the purpose of your business and what it was created for, the need it addresses. Awesome. Thank you everybody for doing that exercise. So let's move on to the next thing. Mission versus vision. So at this point you may be confused. What exactly is the difference between my mission statement and my vision statement? So I'm just going to give you an example using a restaurant. So the mission statement of the restaurant can go like, we exist to connect Nigerians to each other through great tasting African cuisine while supporting local farmers and utilizing the freshest of ingredients. While I explained this earlier, I said that this mission statement captures why the business exists and how they intend to stand apart from their competition. They're not just existing to make great food. They also want to connect Nigerians to each other and support local farmers using the freshest of ingredients. So what makes this mission statement different from their vision? Because it looks like that's what they want to be doing in future. But their vision statement is different. Let's read that. We imagine a world where Nigerians have access to the finest tasting African cuisine at an affordable cost while providing a source of income for local farmers by using the freshest locally sourced ingredients. So while your mission statement states why your organization exists in the here and now and what you are doing now, your vision statement sees into the future, where you plan to be as a business in the future, where you plan to take your business. So in this case, their mission statement is that they want to make good food. They are making good food and connecting Nigerians to each other while supporting local farmers and utilizing their freshest of ingredients. Their vision is to make a world where Nigerians have access to fine tasting African cuisine at an affordable cost while providing a source of income. So what they envision is beyond Nigeria now. It's where a world, if you think about this, a world, so they've taken it from just the scope of making Nigerians eat good food to making the world a world where Nigerians all over the world can have access to African cuisine. So in this kind of scenario, you can say that their vision is to move from one or two restaurants to several franchises all over the world where Nigerians can come in and eat. And think about KFC. So take KFC for example, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Their mission is, while embracing the principles of cooperation, respect, responsibility, transparency, and innovation, KFC's main focus is on boosting the success of its business partners, employees, and consumers. KFC stresses earning the favorite of targeted consumers in their mission statement. Customer states are a crucial influence for the company's business. So KFC's mission is to boost the success of its business partners, employees, and consumers. And their vision is to provide food in a quick, pleasant setting that caters to cost-conscious, health-conscious people. So that's a company that started out in a place in America and is all over the world today. Even in Nigeria, in South America, in several places you can find a KFC franchise today, because their vision goes beyond the scope of where it started in America to round the world, providing people with food options that are cost friendly and health friendly. So that can be a vision for a business, to not just be limited to one place, but to see yourself in a couple of years all over the world doing what you know how to do best, different from your competition, better than your competition, faster and cheaper than your competition. So now that we've covered mission and vision, next thing we're going to go is into the values. Values are the principles or behavioral standards by which we operate, and we see that KFC's values were incorporated into their mission statement. Their values include cooperation, respect, responsibility, transparency, and innovation. Now, especially when you're a company that plans to have different franchises or different branches all over the world, one thing every employer or every employee rather must understand about your company is the values. If people do not understand your value, the value for your company, they will make a mess of it, and that's another thing that can send a company tumbling down after years of being built. Your value system dictates what is most important to you. They are the beliefs and philosophies on which your business stands. Using the same restaurant ideas, I'll give you some ideas of values: excellence, nutrition, teamwork, honesty, dedication, community involvement, entrepreneurship, integrity, and godliness. So, using all the examples I've given, I'll just give you a straightforward example of a company with the mission, vision, and values clearly stated. So I've decided to name this company Mama Africa Restaurant and Diner. And the mission: we exist to connect Nigerians to each other through great tasting African cuisine, while also supporting local farmers and using the freshest ingredients. Vision: we imagine a world where Nigerians have access to the finest tasting African cuisine at an affordable cost, while providing a source of income for local farmers by using freshest locally sourced ingredients. And values: excellence, nutrition, teamwork, honesty, dedication, community involvement, entrepreneurship, integrity, and godliness. Now, this sounds like a company that knows what they're doing. If somebody approaches you today and tells you that, oh, my company is Mama Africa and we make snacks for my church and I'm thinking of expanding, you might think that, oh, this is a very good idea, but what do you plan to do? How do you plan to do it? But if the company presents this to you: oh, this is my company, this is the mission of my company, this is the vision, this is the values, without even telling you that they just provide food to their church, it seems like, okay, these are people that know what they're doing. This is somebody that knows where they want to go. And you can now start thinking about things like business plans, like target audience, like TAM, SAM, and SOM. But before you tackle all of the complicated things that involve drafting a business plan, that involve making proposals, that involve looking for sponsors, you need to have parts down: what your company is, what they do, where you plan to go, the values that your company runs on, and then it gives you direction to every other thing that you want to do. And so this is where we'll be ending the lecture today. I hope we had an amazing time. Though it was short, I hope we had something to take away from it. So you have the basics covered. What is your business? What proper management or development of a business entails? Why you started the business? Where the business is heading to? And how you intend to get there. In the next class, we'll be covering what a business plan is and how to draft a business plan. We'll be covering understanding what your target market is. And under target markets, we'll be understanding 3 important terminologies that you need to understand if you're going to develop your business. That's TAM, SAM, and SOM. Total addressable markets, serviceable addressable market, and serviceable obtainable market, or your share of markets. Also, we'll be covering how to source funding for your business and tailoring your proposal to specific investors. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for making out time to listen to this class. And I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you had something to take away. Thank you, everyone. And this is the end of the lecture.